Getting our educational video out for today. Had a question actually from a patient yesterday. It's been a long time patient of mine. He's having some hamstring issues, and he asked me, he said, I'm doing the normal thing. I did rest, ice, and rest for a couple weeks, but as soon as I went back out there and did my activity again, it got inflamed and started hurting again. He's like, what gives? I've rested it, I've taken time off, why am I not any better? So wanted to talk about what's really going on with that. So we're gonna go over to the whiteboard for that. So one thing that I always talk about is what's called threshold. Threshold is basically what gets your brain's attention to let you know that you have a problem. If your body thought all day long about every little ache and pain you have, you'd go crazy. So over time, people think, I woke up and this was like this. This isn't the case. Over time, things build up. So in this case, down here would be no pain. Up here is what's called your threshold, where you get to notice it. And it's a lot of things that add up to this. So someone that might be having a hamstring problem, that's a runner, or someone that exercises, they can have some degeneration in and around the knee, around the hamstring as well. The other problem is all the tissue around there gets overworked and develops what's called adhesion. Adhesion's like glue that gets inside the muscle, makes it weaker, less flexible. That whole time that problem was in there, but it wasn't enough to be what's on your radar in what's called your threshold. And then eventually you put more wear and tear, you might go on a longer run or something like that, and boom, you get that inflammation. And that inflammation is what kicks you up over threshold. So yes, you rest, you take it easy, and the inflammation does settle down. And as the inflammation settles down, you become below symptom threshold, so you feel better. But as soon as you get back out there and do the activities again, you still have all these problems in there. You still have the degeneration, you still have the tissue dysfunction, and you get inflamed right again. So if you're in that never-ending loop of resting, getting back to activity, and it hurts again, it might be time to figure out what's really going on in there. It's not just one thing, and it's not this idea that you're just going to be able to rest and be totally fine. You have to respect the other problems that are going on. The other issue that runs into is a lot of doctors flirt with this symptom threshold line, and they'll try to raise it with kinesio tape, with injections, with pain pills and everything like that. You still have your problem in there, and it's actually more dangerous. So thanks for watching the video, and if you're one of those people that have tried the rest and ice and haven't got any better, it might be time to get to a good doctor that's certified in integrative diagnosis and then get you on the right path. See you guys later.